Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the...
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the new War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom. It's a twin pack, it's the Battle Across Time collection, and this features Maximal Grimlock and Autobot Mirage. So what we're going to do with this video then, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the box. We're then going to have a real detailed look at them in both of their modes. We'll then see how their accessories can be used in both of their modes. We'll of course do some comparisons with some other figures in the same toy line and the Generation 1 originals. And before we get started, we're going to have a quick look at the amazing artwork on the box. But again, before I get started even with that, I have to say a huge thank you, because this figure is not mine. This figure is in fact, and you need to check out his artwork because it's brilliant. He's got an Instagram page. It is alpha, ALPHA _prime 88. He has very kindly lent me this figure to do an unboxing and review. So without him, this couldn't be done. So huge thank you to him. And again, and I'm sure he'll appreciate this, the artwork on the front there is stunning. It's so good. I can't believe how good it is, to be fair, in hand. It looks good in the pictures. We know now that obviously there's a continuation here for the other twin pack, but this alone just looks brilliant. So there they are in their robot modes. And there we've got Dinobot, looks like it, or a Velociraptor, which is of course pretty much exactly what Maximal Grimlock's new alternate mode is. It does look very much like a Velociraptor. We can see it's going to take 28 steps, and the new slight retool and redeco of the Mirage mold is going to take 20 steps as well. Right then, let's work out how we can get into this nice and safely, and again preserve it as much as we can before I send it on its way to its owner. Okay, it looks like, yeah, you can literally just undo it with one piece of tape there. No need to undo anything else. It looks like, and they are already in their robot mode, and it's on, as you can see, a huge card like that. So let's stand these guys up. There we go. So obviously it looks like Maximal Grimlock again is a slight redeco and slight retool of Dinobot. So he's a Voyager class and Mirage is Deluxe class. There's no weapons or anything hidden at the back. They're all just on the side next to it. There's the normal safety thing there, and then a huge pack of instructions. But as with a lot of the special editions, there are no stickers or them limited edition cards. So there we go. What I'm going to do right now then, I'm going to free them from this backing card and I'll come straight back to you. Okay, so there we go. They're out of their packaging and they do look really good. What is surprising me straight away is the surprise of Maximal Grimlock. I don't own the Dinobot figure, and yeah, I've never seen one of these particular figures or molds at all, so this is going to be really interesting. So I'm going to come to him second. I'm just going to move these quickly out of the way, and I'm going to start with Mirage. And again, yeah, he looks really good. Look at that brilliant detail there on the head sculpt. It does rock forwards. Yeah, you've got lifts up and down. It'll of course fully rotate, so it looks like it's on a ball joint. The shoulders, of course, all the way around, up, down. Yep, same with that side. We've got the waist tilt, we've got the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankle tilt, biceps and wrists is just mainly for transformation, but as you'd expect, all the places where you'd expect the articulation in these newer figures. One thing that's standing out straight away to myself is there's no translucent plastic. On the original Siege mold, which I've got right here, there was of course the translucent plastic on the side, and you know, it is quite different, to be honest. The whole front portion looks different. Let's bring them together. He looks a little bit smaller, this guy, so the front push, the chest is different. Look, the markings there is different. Yeah, it's actually quite a bit different, to be honest. The big thing, and I don't know if it's a negative, there's no 5mm ports on this guy's shoulders. So whereas on this one, obviously you can attach the rocket launcher to him, you can't actually do that at all at the moment with him. We're going to have a look at his accessories in a second. I'm just, of course, going to, because we've got to, we've got to get the original G1 Mirage up next to them. There's a huge difference there, obviously, but that's obviously what he's based on. I like the fact we've still got the same numbers as well. I know that's something really, really trivial, but it's quite big because it means it's the original numbers. I'm going to bring that down there. Let's just move him out of the way quickly as well then. And here are his two weapons. So he does have a rocket launcher, and he does of course have a gun, but he can't put the rocket launcher, as we've just worked out, on his shoulder. So we can pop these in his hands, of course. And let's just have a quick look if there's any more 5mm ports anywhere around him. So again, for people who are new to my channel, I don't really do any, as I say, lots of research on these figures. I want to experience them firsthand to have a look at. I'm very impressed with the head sculpt. There's no 5mm ports on the side. There's some on the underside, and I suppose if you wanted to, with the rocket launcher, by the looks of this, if I can just about take it out of his hands, it's really stiff. It might fit. Oh no, it doesn't even stay in there because it's too loose. So there you go. These have pretty much got to go in his hands, and that's your lot. There we go then. So there is Mirage. Let's move him down and let's have a look at Maximal Grimlock. There we go. And again, people on this channel will know that I'm new to Beast Wars and stuff as well. It's one of them sort of eras in Transformer figures and toys that I didn't really see too much of. But let's have a look at him. I like the head sculpt. I can still tell that that's a bit Grimlock-esque, shall we say. It's also on a ball joint all the way around, up and down. Shoulders the same. Waist, yep, the same. Hips, knees, ankle, tilt, rock, everything exactly, again, as I say, as you would expect. He's looking really good. Everything looks all tucked up at the back. Again, my first experience of this mold, and impressive, to be honest. Let's have a look. Let's pop him there. Let's have a look at the accessories that do come with him. So we've got the first part there, which we can see, and then we've got the tail, which will split as well. There we go, into two. So we've got a couple of things that we can do with this. As you can see on the back here, we can put it into his hand. You've got to open his claws right out at first just to get him in, like so. Oh, there we go, that's in place. And then this lance as well. Oh no, that's not going to go in there. Let's have a look. It gets gripped. Aha, there you go. I've learned something new. Sorry for anybody else who knew that, but yeah, you literally close it inside the hands because it doesn't fit normally. As you can see me sort of struggling. I don't want to waste any more time attempting to do that. I'm not going to do a robot comparison of him with his G1 self because of course he's absolutely nothing like it at all. I've got the dinosaur mode ready here for when we transform him, but overall I'm impressed with these figures. They do look really good, and I think, well, I definitely think there's the Siege one. There is loads of difference between these two. So for the people who are on the fence, who are saying, oh, do we need another Mirage mold, I believe there's probably enough differences there for you to warrant him if you really want this pack. Right then, what I'm going to do now then, I'm going to get them transformed into their alternate modes, and we'll come right back. Right then, so just a quick correction and apology from myself. There's a couple of things that I did miss out before we get them into their alternate modes. So the first one was I was looking at this and I thought that you weren't able to get it into the port in his hand. And again, you can probably forgive me why. You can see what we were dealing with that there, but it does actually, the lance, you can see it will just fit inside as normal. So correction to myself, and apologies to anybody who knew that already. It will just fit in like that. Also, very quickly, I failed to show you this with Mirage's weapons. This is like obviously a rocket launcher, and it does actually come out as well, which is quite cool. So you can in fact then have two little weapons in each hand, and rather than trying to get them to rest as you saw me in the back there, I did point out these holes in the back of the forearms, but you can, if you wanted to, you can then store the weapons behind like that. So you can store the weapons in the back of the forearms, not on the back of him unfortunately, and the rocket launcher splits into two. There you go. Again, I've just literally learned that myself, and I didn't want to miss it out with you guys. And again, I admit my mistakes, but there we go. We're going to come back now, and they will be in their alternate mode. Right then, so we're back and they're in their alternate modes, and yes, I've done them off camera. A couple of reasons for that is, one, to keep the length of the video down, two is not to spoil it for yourselves, because a lot of these new figures have, you know, really sort of cool little gimmicks and the way that they all sort of fold away. Obviously this wasn't Mirage's original chest in his robot mode, so you know it's nice that they've got faux chests and things like that. And again, just don't want to spoil it for you. Another reason, and again in honesty, this guy I really struggled with. I really did. The instructions themselves, they're big enough. You've got Mirage on the one side, and then on the reverse side you've got Dinobot, but it's all there. But in honesty, it's probably just to do with my inexperience in this particular mold. I didn't own Dinobot, and it was, I'm being honest, it was quite tricky for myself, which I'll go into in a second. Let's just move him out of the way, and the pieces which I'm going to talk about in a second as well. Let's look at him then. So as you'd expect, the wheels go round. Yep, it looks good. It does look good. The colour scheme is brilliant. It's bright, it's shiny. The white is brilliantly white. It's a good homage to the original Generation 1 self. It's much, much bigger, as you can see. Of course, it's got the plastic wheels. They're not rubber, but it looks good. And in my opinion, it looks even better with the weapons attached as well. So we can now attach these into the ports at the back. And I think that looks absolutely brilliant, to be honest. I really like that. Do like it. It's nice to have one in alternate mode that, you know, I think really stands out and looks very, very good. I'm just going to pop that there for a second then. So let's have a quick look at Maximal Grimlock. And in all honesty, as I say, this is the part which I sort of really struggled with. Everything all folds out and clicks all underneath. But the detail on this is brilliant. Look at it. It's fantastic. You've got all the teeth. You can make out the scales and the skin there. Articulation wise is brilliant. You've got the wrists, the claws, the ankles, the knees. You know, there's loads of articulation on this figure. It does look, again, it looks very, very good, and it fits in perfectly with the rest of the beasts. Now, the reason why I've not put the tail in is because, again, I should have showed you this when it was in robot mode. You can attach that there as well, so he can of course hold that as well as one big, you know, combined weapon when he's in robot mode. But especially when we're going to be transforming him into his alternate mode, you know, fold these over, and then this will click into the back there. The tab and the tab, you should hear a click. Yep, there we go. And look at that. That looks good. The colour scheme's good. It works, you know, from head to tip of the tail all the way along. There's a teeny bit of a gap there, but this is a Voyager class figure. And yeah, I mean, the detailing that you've got, the articulation you've got, I'm impressed with. It is, of course, a Velociraptor, and the only reason I'm going to be showing you this is there's no point doing a you know, exact comparison, because of course this is a T-Rex and it's a robot monster. But the main reason I'm showing it you is just to show you the size difference. It is huge compared to the original G1 Grimlock. So much, much bigger. Again, I suppose you'd expect that with a Voyager class figure anyway, but there you go. So I've had a lot of learning curves and experiences with this particular set. I did find it enjoyable. I do think they look really good. They are an exclusive, obviously, as I say, Hasbro Pulse or Amazon, I believe. Hasbro Pulse in the UK, we were able to order this particular one from. So I hope this video helped you with your decision if you wanted to get one for yourselves. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know where I went wrong, because I'm probably sure I did at least a couple more times. But most of all, hope you enjoyed looking at them. And of course, please take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.